It's time to point out a deficiency with an otherwise very good company. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. It's Airbnb. Airbnb has done wondrous things for the world to allow travel by more people at less expense. Here is a 3-month-old diminution of their goodness. And I'm not sure whether this is political correctness or actual fear of lawsuits. But Airbnb has stopped allowing hosts to see photos of would-be guests. Okay, that's how the sharing of information has traditionally worked. Guest has a whole profile, more than just a photo, but background, recommendations, especially references from prior hosts. That's probably the most valuable information to the current host. Well, when you stop allowing other information to show up, it means the host is guessing. Now, this has put a fear among some African Americans that there are so many whites that don't want to rent to them. Ladies and gentlemen, this fear has gotten exacerbated by white progressives. Okay? America is the least racist country in the world. Maybe there's 5% crackers left in this country. I think the number in Connecticut is almost 0%. Okay? A few racists might still be left, but literally, people who won't rent just because of skin color, in this state, it probably numbers fewer than 10. Now, people won't rent because of behavior. People might not rent because of background, possibly alcoholic, possibly bad influences where you've been for the last 3 years. That's irrespective of race. That's a decision that hosts kind of need to account for because they're inviting guests into their homes. Guess who makes these judgments? Black hosts too. They don't want a thug, white or black, in their home. So the black host might assess a photo. Is the would-be guest well-groomed? Is the applicant showing good reason for staying there? Might there be a discrepancy in how one guest asks versus another? Can me and my gal crash with you this week? Versus, may I and my fiance stay with you from March 6th to March 12th? It just sounds a little more professional, whoever is behind that entreaty. Here's who I feel for the most. It's the African Americans who right now fear putting up a photo of themselves because they think that they're going to be so limited in the number of offerings because there's so many racist hosts out there. And when they take the next step, some of them probably have, they feel the need to hide their names too. LaShawn becomes Sean. Tawanda might be Winnie. What a shame. Especially when, again, in Connecticut, nobody holds your race against you. Only progressives want to feed the flames of racism. They ignore the fact that a majority of white people elected Barack Obama president twice. That among white people, the most admired Americans for like 18 out of 20 straight years were Colin Powell, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Barack Obama. White people saying this, we have overcome. A few pockets still out there. Here's the way to change those. Stay away from them, okay? If you have an overt photo, your background showing up, and for some reason, the host of a home that you'd like to go to says no, maybe you don't want to be there anyway. Okay, let's say it really is some cracker. Why would you want to show up in that person's home? And guess what you can do in the process? You can punish that guy because you and other African Americans withhold your business. Okay, now the pool of renters for that person is a lot less. It gets even better because liberals like me, true old-fashioned white liberals, don't want to stay in the home of a racist. Okay, if I know somebody is mistreating blacks, they're not getting my business in the first place. Hiding who is black or white is a distant third in terms of a remedy. My favorite is truth. Truth should win. And the internet has, better than ever in all time, helped let truth come out. We're in a information sharing age. So ratings and anecdotal sharing of their experiences allow people to see the good and maybe the not so good. Unless you're convinced that we're a largely racist society, truth protects. Leftists want to convince us that we are a largely racist society. That's part of their job of making America less. Please don't buy into that agenda.